Okay, so we'll be starting Omeka. Omeka যদি তোমরা সাইটটা দেখো, ওমেকা বেসিক্যালি তৈরি করেছিলেন যারা কালচার নিয়ে কাজ করে, কালচারাল অবজেক্ট নিয়ে কাজ করে, ডিজিটাল কালচারাল অবজেক্ট তারা। But later on, it became a very matured digital library software, and it is available into two different variations. One is the Omeka Classic version 2.8. You can see here the latest one. Another is Omeka S or Omeka Semantic. আমরা যখন আর একটা স্পেশাল পেপার বা অন্যান্য জায়গায় তোমরা অলরেডি জানো যে সেমান্টিক ওয়েব টেকনোলজি ইজ কামিং ইন এ বিগ ওয়ে। অলরেডি তোমরা অন্টোলজি করেছো, অন্টোলজি তৈরি করেছো, অন্টোলজি সম্পর্কে পড়েছো। তো ওমেকা এস হচ্ছে বেসিক্যালি সেমান্টিক ওয়েব compatible digital library. It's a kind of experiment, still it is going on. It's a kind of experiment. And many new things are coming, like linked open data set, how you can link and other things. So we will be starting with the Omeka Classic. Omeka Classic is a typical digital library solution, and it is based on LAMP architecture. That means XMP architecture rather. You can utilize in any operating system because it is web-based, and you need AMP, Apache MySQL, and PHP. And as far as my memory goes, that in the third semester, most of you have installed many LAMP-based project or many LAMP-based software, like you have installed Tematrace. Tematrace is a LAMP-based project. Then I don't know. Have you installed this one? This mm, P PI software? No. Motamo?
No, sir.
But you have installed this Tematrace. Tematrace,
Yes,
you have
sir.
installed. Okay. So you already know the ball game, that how to install Omeka. So what we need to do, what we need to follow to install any LAMP-based project. First, you need to download this particular software. After download is over, this latest version, after the download part is over, then you have to create a database inside the system, inside MySQL. You already know MySQL, or I have given you the commands also, that how you can install or how you can create a database inside MySQL. Then you need to create a user. You need to give that user authenticity or power to on that particular data set. Then you need to note down the username, user password, and the database name. Come to your Omeka folder, check, or place your Omeka folder under your web server document root, that is under Apache HTML. Then you will be finding there is a setting file, like the setting file name may be different from different cases. In case of Tematrace, we have find it is db-tematrace.php. In case of Omeka, that file name will be different. Most of the cases it is called config.php. In the config.php, you need to give the name of the database, the name of the user, name of the user password. Then you need to call the installation script. That is a simple thing. You have already done that. Now you can see here in my cases from which to which folder you need to place this. After downloading Omeka, you unzip it, then go to var, then under var www, under www html, then you place this particular folder as you can see that I have installed Omeka in both versions, Omeka Classic and Omeka Semantic both. So under Omeka, you place it, then you make this particular folder, what to say, readable by everything. So suppose after pressing this one under var www.html, you just keep sudo chmod 777 where www omega html omega, then capital R. So it will make entire subfolder files under the omega folder uh, in fact readable and writable by the web server. Then after this particular command is over, you come inside your omega software. In the inside the omega software, you can see here you need to identify this one, the system, the file you need to change. The best way to read which file you need to change, the best way is to always reading the readme file. So if you go through the README file in each and every software, they are giving a very brief kind of instruction what you need to do in a very nutshell. You better read it for each and every software you are going to install, because I will not be there to guide you installing each and every software, but each and every software will be having a readme.txt file or readme.md file. So here you can see it tells you that uh, it tells you in fact nothing. uh, it is only telling you that which in which license it is available, from where it is available, and installation instruction it is not written there. In place of instruction they have given you a kind of link. You go to this particular link and you read it. So you can follow this one in some readme.txt file. These are available, a brief set of steps of installation. Now, as it is not there, so let me instruct you that in which file you need to change it. So these are the folder. This you do not go by this 000 dot hyphen br folder. This is not part of the standard Omega installation. We are doing some experiment. That's why this folder we have created. But the rest of the folder you will be having here. And if you see here this db.ini file, you can open it with any text file, text editor. Then here you can see what you need to give. This will be blank. So in my case, the host, in your cases also, the host is localhost. Username of the user I have given omega. Password I have given omega123, and database name is omega, and prefix will be there by default omega. So each table under this particular database will be starting with omega underscore, and character set is almost obviously UTF-8. So that means when you are preparing your database must also be UTF-8 compatible. So here you can see, uh, I do hope that you are also having system like me. So what I am doing here, MySQL Workbench. Do I have MySQL Workbench? Okay, so you can see this can make your life slightly easier, because we can always go to MySQL. Hey, what is happening?
স্যার রুট হবে, আপনি R দিয়েছেন।
No, problem is somewhere else. Maybe I have deleted this one. So this is one way that I can always enter in MySQL. Then the command I have already given you during Temat test that you can utilize. You can give a separate name, database name, a separate username, a separate set of password. But please remember your database, must be UTF-8 compatible. So let me show you another, way to handle MySQL very easily. So for that you need a software called MySQL Workbench. MySQL Workbench, are you having, any of you are using MySQL Workbench? No.
No, sir.
So, so you can utilize this one, sudo apt-get install MySQL Workbench. So what it is basically a front end of MySQL. In many of the cases, MySQL commands and everything, it is very difficult to remember. Sometimes you are having problem. So this can help you. It will provide you a graphical user interface. There you can follow the work. So let me show you that how to install it. So sudo apt-get install MySQL-workbench. So give the sudo password. So yes. So what it is going to do, almost 127 MB file it will collect, then it will install. So it's a Python based program. I was having it previously, but because of trinkering some of the cases, it is actually uninstalled possibly. So you first see that how it can help us, because in many of the LAMP-based architecture, this can help us a lot. In fact, most of the cases at the back end, you are using either MySQL and MariaDB. In both cases, it works. Here was the problem, Python. Okay, let it be complete. Meanwhile, if I go to my local Omega, from how you can access it. So after installation process is over, you can have it from localhost / Omega. First time it will take little bit of time, So this is my local Omeka, and you can because your database is in UTF-8, so you can utilize any language. For example, you can see here a lot of Bengali language document. Now, typically, you can go for searching, advanced search. This is the user front end. User can search from here. And if you want to enter as admin, then you can give here Omeka admin. The moment you enter admin here, it will be asking your login and password. I always forget, but let me remember. Or in case some cases you can forget, you can uh, always utilize this one. My username is Omeka. This is the super user of Omeka. Omeka 123 I have given. So this is my admin interface. These are the different kind of, you can see in the left hand panel, there are different kind of plugin that I can install. And plugins are excellent. The most powerful plugins we are having with Omeka, we can do many things. For example, you can see what we are doing with the example of a by the application of a plugin. For example, if I search by say, for example, I am searching by in Bengali, say for example. Normally, you can see how this digital library is progressing. It is not a straightforward search, retrieve the metadata, and open up the full text. It's not anymore like that. It's a very complex one nowadays. So if I search by Ronin, you can see so all the documents with the author or artist. So here Ronen Nayan Datta is not an author. Ronen Nayan Datta is basically an artist. So any of the work of Ronen Nayan Datta, so this digital library is basically a combination of intellectual or textual digital object like book, periodical article, etc., alongside different kind of cultural artifact. For example, you can see this particular novel. You must have an idea about this novel. This is one of the epoch making novel in the history of Bengali literature, Titas Ekti Nodin Nam, by written by Advaita Mallavarman. So these are the Dublin Core metadata based description of the novel, and so far these are quite known to you. You have already done this with DSpace. You have uploaded the document. You have given DC metadata there. So similarly, we can manage the same thing here. But apart from that, you can see we can manage lot many related documents. Lot many related documents. Say I want to search that Titas Ekti Nodin Nam. So this is the cover page of this particular novel, and this cover page is illustrated by one of the best printer of that time, Ronen Nayan Datta. So Ronen Nayan Datta is a separate person. He is having lot many walks. In fact, এম এফ হুসেন ঘোড়া একে বিখ্যাত হওয়ার আগে রনেন দত্তের ঘোড়া বিখ্যাত ছিল। তো তিনি এই প্রচ্ছদটি তৈরি করেছেন। নাও ইউ ক্যান সি দ্য মোমেন্ট আই গো টু দিস ইজ আ কালচারাল আর্টিফ্যাক্ট রিলেটেড টু দিস পার্টিকুলার novel and written by this particular person. So the moment I click this cultural object, I can move there, and lot of the other documents written by Ronen Nayan Datta will be, other painting done by Ronen Nayan Datta will be coming. And if we go to view this in public page, this is one of the advantage of Omeka. This is admin page. You can always see that how does it look in the public page. So this is the public page lookup, and in the public page you will be getting another interesting thing. Like you see here, it automatically. Hello. Hello. So it automatically created, so this is the cultural artifact related with the novel, and it automatically created a relationship diagram. You are all having an idea of FRBR relationship. So we are utilizing that FRBR relationship here that can be enlarged also. So uh, the moment you enlarge this relationship thumbnail, it will show you a relationship between all the objects in your library. So your library is having a novel. The novel is illustrated, written by, this is the full text, and it is written by Advaita Mallavarma. You just imagine your FRBR relationship, uh, how manifestation, group 1 entities and group 2 entities and group 3 entities are related with each other. So here Advaita Mallavarman is the author, or is authored by Advaita Mallavarman, and this particular illustration is painted by or illustrated by Raninayan Datta. Raninayan Datta has many other work like painting, and those a few of these paintings are also available in this library. So here you can, if you click, so it will show you a bigger structure. Here you can see how it is related. So this page is illustrated by Raninayan Datta, and my library is having other cultural artifacts, particularly painting created by Raninayan Datta. And how does it help? It is not simply a graphics kind of complex graphics kind of things. It helps your user in information seeking activity. This is called serendipity of information seeking. When you are accessing searching a particular object, you are accessing a particular object, all related object can be joined together so that your user can navigate. Suppose I am a user, I discovered that okay, this is library is also having this particular painting by Raninayan Datta. So the moment I click it, it will carry me to that particular painting created by Raninayan Datta. So it makes a very dynamic navigation possible at the end user interface, and each and every cases it will create a complex relationship graph. So here the relationship is very simple. So Raninayan Datta, this particular picture or painting is illustrated by Raninayan Datta, and if my user clicks, here you can see the graph will be different. It's a very simple straightforward graph. If I again click this 6, so again this become, as it is my searching point, it become the central point. So it is illustrated by Raninayan Datta. Raninayan Datta has many other works, and this particular cover page illustration is one of them. So this kind of complex FRBR based display, FRBR based relation modeling, all are possible. And this complex thing is possible because of the plugins we are utilizing. So we are utilizing here many such plugins. So relationship plugin, this is actually helping. One is that Avant relationship. So you can see here relationships. So this is one of the plugin we have installed. These are called Avant relationship. Another one, item relations. So these two plugins are basically helping us for different kind of activities. And these are the many other plugins like Library of Congress plugin, LC Suggest, Netline Netline means timeline drawing up, OIP image harvester, Ngram, vocabulary plus, text analysis. These are all plugins, interesting plugins available with you. YouTube, any of this particular video collection you can create automatically through YouTube importer. Then Zotero importer, you can directly import BIP file from Zotero to this one. So I do hope that you have already accustomed with Zotero, how you are utilizing it. If you are facing any problem again, so I can take another class on Zotero, because Zotero will become very important for you for your dissertation writing, reference management. So let us again go back that what has happened to our MySQL workbench. So it is now installed. So the moment your MySQL workbench is installed, you can click. MySQL workbench is not required. It is not essential for handling your Omeka or Tema trace, but it will make your life easier. You can see how it will be possible. So I can now call my MySQL workbench, MySQL hyphen workbench. So it will be starting, and if everything goes well, it will be asking you MySQL root password, so that it can make a link between your graphical user interface and the backend MySQL. So this kind of interface you are going to have. Now I am entering into my local host, that is MySQL is available in the local instance in the port 3306 by default. User is root, and this is localhost colon 3306. So MySQL runs on the default port 3306 if you do not change it. Now, if I want to enter inside the database, I can click here, this local instance. You can see again, this local instance I need to click. The moment I click, it will be asking me the MySQL user is root. So you give the MySQL root password. So in most of your cases, I have asked you to utilize MySQL root password as LFL-admin. Many of you have followed. Those you have not followed, please remember that what is your root password. So my root password is different. I am giving this root password here, and click OK. Now the moment you click OK, and if your root password is right, then you can see you are getting here one interface with the two options. One is the management, another is the schemas. Schemas means all the this one you have created, all the databases you have created are available from here. Right from here you can change, you can delete, you can export, you can import anything. So my suggestion is that when you are utilizing or creating a user after installation of MySQL Workbench, you just create a user first. So come to the management tab. So this is the management tab. In the management tab, if you are creating or clicking these users and privileges, so you can click users and privileges here. So in the users and privileges, you can see that you are having an option. I have a very complex system, so in your cases it will be not that elaborative. A few users only will be there initially. So I can add an account. For example, for this Omeka, I want to add an account. Then you give the username. Say I am giving username as say MLIS 4S. Then authentication type is standard. Which what will be the host in case of percentage sign? Percentage means from anywhere your user can enter inside MySQL. So that is a bit risky one in case of as far as security is concerned. So better to change this local host so that only local people from your system can access it. So my login name or username is MLIS4S. Then from localhost, now password may be MLIS1234, confirm password MLIS1234. Suppose. Now here you can see uh, is giving me, okay, do something. This is one of the problem in this graphical user interface. It also checks your password strength. So it should not be a weak password. So I'm giving email_1234. So, so the moment you are using @ it is giving a medium strength. So I can repeat now, email_1234. Then you can see here, I can also create a schema privilege. If my schema is already there, I can always come here, select my schema and give permission. So I'll be coming there later on. So first, create this particular user. The moment you are clicking apply command here, so your this MLIS1234 MLIS4S will be created. Here you can see this MLIS4S is created. Now next you need to create a database. So these are the things we have done in from user through command. Trying to show you so that now you are going independently. Many software you can install related software, and every time I am not going to instruct you these are the steps you need to follow. Sometimes you need to do it by your own. So it will be better if you know MySQL Workbench, how to create things very easily. You can create a user. You can see I don't have to remember any of the command to create user like MLIS4S. Now I am going to create a database. So when you are creating database, come to schema. In the schema, you can see the moment you click this particular schema, if you go to this one, here you can see the icons here. 1, 2, 3, 4. The fourth icon, create a new schema in the connected server. So this particular server is called connected server. It is available in locally. And any of the cases, suppose you don't want to see this particular windows here, you can close this one. So all this you can close. So many things I actually opened up. So please remember to close this one. So you can close everything. So this is another advantage of this one. So here I came to the schema. Then under schema, I click this particular icon, create a new schema. It will give you a scope to create your database. So I am giving database name, suppose Omeka underscore MLIS4S, or you can simply give Omeka because I have already Omeka, so I am given Omeka underscore MLIS4S. Then here you can see that, as I said, most of the cases nowadays the requirement is that your database must be UTF-8 compatible. So here I can select the default collection. These are the advantage of GUI. And from the drop down list, I can select different UTF-8 default collection, different kind of language. So if you are not quite sure that what particular language I am going to use, always use UTF-8 default collection. So UTF-8 default collection I am utilizing. Now click apply. So my database name is Omeka underscore MLIS4S. So now click apply again, close. So now in the schema list, you can see I have a schema now called Omeka MLIS4S, and it's a completely blank one. Now I want to give this particular database all kind of privileges on this particular database to the user MLIS4S. So what to do it? How to do it? I am again going to management. In the management, you can click users and privileges. Under user and privileges, you can again click your user, that is MySQL4S. So where is my MySQL4S? Oh, sorry, it is MLIS 4S. So MLIS 4S, you can see we have created earlier. So these are the things. Anytime you can change password again. Now you come to the last one, the schema privileges, because this user is not not a root user. So please do not give any kind of administrative privileges. We are only going to give schema privileges. Schema's privileges means this particular user will be able to handle uh, any of the database, not any of the database, the given database. What database you are allocating to this particular user, he can do, he or she can do anything on this particular database. So I'm now going to schema privileges. In the schema privilege, you can see there is an option called add entry. Now in the add entry, the last option is called selected schema. So here, if you keep all schema, so this particular user will be able to handle any of the database. It's a bit risky again. So I want to give this particular user a particular or a given database only. So this user can do anything with this particular database, but not for the rest of the data sets. So here it will be arranged alphabetically. You have already created omega underscore MLIS 4S. So I'm selecting this one. So this particular user will be getting option for selected. Now click OK. Now the moment you click OK, it is now asking you what kind of permission you are going to give. Click select all and click apply. So you can see whatever we have done so far through command, like create a database, create a user, give the user all kind of privileges on the database. The same thing we can do now graphically, very easily. And this is required for you because now is the time in the fourth semester you have to install many software, and in many of the cases, as a matter of principle, I am not going to instruct you how to install it. So this is the basic steps I am going to tell you. This is the LAMP-based architecture project, how you can install. You download the package, you unzip the package, placed under VAT www HTML, that is called web server document root. Change the mode 777 so that this is readable and writable by the web server. Then come back to MySQL, create a user, create a database, give user permission on that particular database. Now again, go back to that particular folder, identify the setting.php or db.ini where you can put this particular things like your username, your password, your db name, your prefix, and so on. And character set UTF-8, you already know that when you are creating your database, how you can create it. And sometimes it may happen that you have forgot to give default collection. Don't worry, there is still way out. Say for example, I'm not quite sure that whether this omega MLIS 4S, what is the default collection I have given? I forgot. So right click. After right clicking, you will be getting alter schema. In the alter schema, you can see again you can change the default collection. Name you cannot change, but default collection you can change again if you have forgot. So then apply. Or anytime you can delete this purpose, because this particular data set and user I have created good for nothing, just to show for demonstration purpose also. Now my purpose is over, I want to delete it. So right click and drop schema. So drop now. It is deleted. Now you want to delete the user also. So this is MLIS 4S, right? You can see right click will not work here. If you select this user, here you can see select and delete. So this will be very helpful, and you can always exit by after file, click exit, or simply you can give control Q right here. So control Q will close it, and again next day you can start it here. So after this is over, you better install your Omeka. Then I am giving you 1 day time. So again on Thursday, because Wednesday I am going to department. If any of you have any kind of problem with installation of Omeka, you may come. And Thursday, otherwise, I will take a class and you can share your problem, what problem you are facing. What I am expecting that you today you will install MySQL Workbench, you will install Omeka, and you can enter Omeka with your login, admin login and password. So in the next day, I will be showing you how to install plugin and how to create a digital library. So this week we are going to complete Omeka as a software. Okay. In case of any query, you can tell me. Otherwise, I have another class today for first semester.
স্যার
স্যার
হ্যাঁ বলো।
স্যার
হ্যাঁ
বলছি
স্যার বলছি ওই আমি সায়ন্তিকা বলছি। হ্যাঁ বলছি ওই
হুম।
আমার ল্যাপটপটাতে একটা সমস্যা ছিল না, ওই রিবুট না করলে একবারে খোলে না, ওই উবুন্টু বা উইন্ডোজটা রিবুট করতে হয় বারবার। তো ওটা না আপনি বলেছিলেন থার্ড সেমটা ওভাবেই চালাতে, ফোর্থ সেমে গিয়ে ওটা আপনি বলেছিলেন ঠিক করে দেবেন। তো ওটা কি আমি যাব ডিপার্টমেন্টে ঠিক করতে?
তাহলে তুমি বুধবার দিন এসো। তোমার ডিসার্টেশনও তো বোধহয় আমার কাছে পড়েছে।
হ্যাঁ স্যার, আমিও ওই টপিকও পাইনি এমনি এখনো।
হ্যাঁ, তাহলে তুমি
তো
বুধবার দিন এসো, ওই দিন ডিসার্টেশনের টপিক আর এই দুটোই দেখে নেবো। আর তবু ওমেকা ইনস্টলেশনটা চেষ্টা করো, মানে তোমার তো একবার বুট হয়ে গেলে তো বাকি কাজ সবই নর্মাল হচ্ছে।
হ্যাঁ, এবার আমি বলতে চাইছি যে আমি ইনস্টল করলাম, এবার আপনি যদি আমার ওটা আবার ঠিক করে দেন তখন তো আমাকে আবার করতে হবে, তাই তো?
তো কি হবে
Install?
তাতে?
না অসুবিধা নেই, আমি করে নেবো। ঠিক আছে, আমি
যতবার
practice-
ইনস্টল করবে তত বেশি শিখবে তো। এগুলোকে কাজ
হ্যাঁ।
হিসেবে না দেখে এগুলোকে ইন্টারেস্ট নাও, যে এগুলোকে চ্যালেঞ্জ হিসেবে দেখো। যে একবার ইনস্টল করলাম, যদি তুমি 2 থেকে 3 বার না ইনস্টল করো, তোমার পুরো ব্যাপারটা ক্লিয়ার হবে না।
হ্যাঁ স্যার করবো।
সব সফটওয়্যারের জন্যই এটা করবে, এরকম ভাবে ভেবো না বাবা।
আচ্ছা ঠিক
যত
আছে।
বেশি কাজ করবে তত শিখবে, তত কনফিডেন্স বাড়বে। আচ্ছা, আর কার কার
স্যার স্যার বলছি কি আমার ডিসার্টেশনের টপিক তো পাইনি, ওটার জন্য কি বুধবার যাব ইউনিভার্সিটি?
হ্যাঁ স্যার, আমিও স্যার উর্জা বলছি স্যার।
দেখো, তোমাদেরকে রাদার আমার কাছে যাদের ডিসার্টেশন পড়েছে, এটা তো একটা জেনারেল ক্লাস, এইখানে এটা ডিসকাস না করে আমি তোমাদেরকে 4টে নাগাদ একটা লিঙ্ক পাঠাবো। হ্যাঁ, সেই লিঙ্কটাতে জয়েন করো যাদের যাদের আমার কাছে ডিসার্টেশন পড়েছে। আমার কাছে একটা লিস্টও পাঠিয়েছেন এসডিজি স্যার, আমি দেখে নিচ্ছি। তোমাদেরকে আমি 4টে নাগাদ একটা লিঙ্ক পাঠাচ্ছি। ডিসার্টেশন আমি এবার একটু অন্যরকম ভাবছি। সো লেটস সি দ্যাট তোমাদের সেই এনথুসিয়াজমটা আছে কিনা। যাদের আছে তাদেরকে আমি সেই ধরনের কাজ দেবো, যাদের নেই তাদেরকে অন্য কাজ দিতে হবে। So let us join me at 4 p.m. I will send a link. I will post a link. Okay.
ওকে
ওকে স্যার।
ওকে স্যার।
আচ্ছা, আর যদি কোনো কাছে কারোর এমনি কোনো কোশ্চেন না থাকে তো we are closing this session because I have another class. Okay. চলো দেখো এটা, আর আজকের মধ্যে ইনস্টলেশনটা করে নাও আজকালের মধ্যে, again so that we can again see it.
স্যার শিশির বলছিলাম।
এপ্রিল মাসের মধ্যে আমাদেরকে অনেকগুলি ডিজিটাল লাইব্রেরি সফটওয়্যার কভার করতে হবে অ্যাপার্ট ফ্রম ওমেকা, দিস গ্রিনস্টোন অ্যান্ড ডিসপ্লেস। তোমরা সামান্য জানো একটু, ডিসপ্লেসের ইনস্টলেশনটা কি করে নিজের লোকাল মেশিনে করবে। হ্যাঁ বলো, কে বলছিলে?
স্যার শিশির বলছিলাম।
বলো।
স্যার বলছিলাম ওই বৃহস্পতিবার দিন এই টাইমে ক্লাস নেবেন স্যার?
কেন?
স্যার ওই
কখন
ভোট
নেবে
আছে তো স্যার আমাদের এদিকে, সেজন্য স্যার।
ও, যেদিন ভোট আছে সেদিন কোনো ক্লাস হবে না, এইটা আমাদের ডিসিশন হয়ে গেছে ডিপার্টমেন্টে। বৃহস্পতিবার দিন ভোট আছে।
হ্যাঁ স্যার আমাদের দিকে ভোট বৃহস্পতিবার দিন।
হ্যাঁ, তাহলে ওই দিন কোনো ক্লাস হবে না। আহ, আহ, তাহলে আমরা কালকে একটা ক্লাস নেওয়া যেতে পারে, কিন্তু তোমরা কি রেডি হতে পারবে কালকের মধ্যে?
স্যার কালকের দিনটা থাক স্যার।
তাহলে শুক্রবার ছাড়া উপায় নেই, ফ্রাইডে।
ওকে স্যার।
ওকে ওকে দেন ক্লোজিং।